And good evening on this beautiful, beautiful December 31st. It is a Tuesday night, and we know what that means. We're live for the NXT watch along, and it is about to kick off right about now. Not sure yet. Running a few commercials because you got to know CW stands for Commercial Warehouse. In all seriousness, goodness gracious. Happy New Year's Eve. And we have been discussing this a little bit, and we've been running it up a flagpole about 10,000 times. And to be real, we're probably going to have a New Year's Eve stream. We're going to do this one. We're going to go all the way through NXT. And then at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to go live again. We're going to do a countdown and all that good stuff. And you know, where did the time go? Where did the time go today? We have footage. Let's see what we got going on here. Everyone is in the building. Let's see what we got here. We are clearly still waiting on that little crowd to get out here. Let's see here. Looks like we have Kalani Jordan making her way to the ring right now. And let's see who she's going to be dealing with here. I do not have a match card tonight because all I got was what you see there, New Year's Eve and all this stuff here. So I'm working through it. There we go. We are getting the word out as we speak. What in the world? Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan kicking off the night's festivities here. It is New Year's Eve. Like I said, where did the time go? Where did the time go? In all dead seriousness, where did the time go? Goodness gracious alive. So let's see what we got here. Everybody's getting in position here now. We're about ready to start our first match, like right out of the gate. All right, nice little takedown right there. Another nice little takedown. Goodness gracious, they coming out here looking like they ready for war. War, I tell you. War. We just trying to get everything lined up here, doing a couple of things on the back end here, pause. And, of course, trying to get through the rest of the night here, get ready for 2025. And there was a 2 count out of that one right there. Let's see here. That one. There we go. There we go. We got everything all set up here. Good evening, Stampede. How you doing, buddy? I see we got 7 viewers in here. I'm not really expecting a big number tonight for anything. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, great. I just decided to do this one just on a whim here. Share everything out here. Oh yeah, I saw that over the. Yeah, I saw the whole show. I don't know what they're trying to do, Stampede. I really don't. I don't know if people are just messing with Tony. I think they're thinking he's not serious. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that match that I had set up there, what was that thing? Hang on a second here. I got to go back to it. As you'll see, it's this match right here, Chris Statlander. You will notice that around Bryce Donovan's name now, they got rid of the whole WWE ID thing. So, I mean, in all seriousness, I don't know right now. You got me on that one, Stampede. The only thing I can figure out is maybe, just maybe they're going to try it out on the West Coast, where it could probably be a little bit friendlier to WWE, but I just do not know. I know. And Viva Vaughn is either with ROH or AEW. I know she's also signed with New Japan. So I'm not. I know she works New Japan, but she said something about having a contract, and then she said something about Ring of Honor. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're working through on that one here. We're almost to 10 viewers. This is moving pretty quick. And Kalani Jordan flies out of the middle of nowhere and lands on absolutely nothing but the mat itself. And now Lola is, Lola's showing some of that MMA stuff. Her version of the hip attack, whatever they're calling it these days here. Yeah, Marina Shafir and Viva Vaughn, or Viva Van, however they want to pronounce it, that match is going to cook. I don't care who it is. And they're, of course, on a commercial right out the damn gate. Oh, we've been showing stuff for 6 minutes. We got to stop that. Yeah, I know. See, that was what I couldn't figure out because it was all over the map. All over the map. Actually, she was talking about being in with Ring of Honor, and then it was like I got signed, and I haven't heard back yet. I haven't heard back. Actually, she's one of the people that I talk to occasionally, so we'll see. We'll see. I also got word out to Camille to figure out what's going on there too. I think at the end of the day, the movie she's been messing with here, I think at the end of the day, it's a movie thing. I really do, because she's been working on a movie about a female wrestler for quite a while. So, reality is that's probably why we're not seeing Camille more than anything in the world. Your guess good as mine on a lot of this stuff here, Stampede. I'm telling you, man, your guess good as mine. I wish I had a proper answer for it. I really do. I don't, and I don't know. I don't know, but I'll hear back one way or the other. One way or another. I mean, she's going to be at events and things like that, so we'll hear about it one way or another. Let's see what else we got going on here. All right. Never mind. I caught a Gabe post there, and I had to think about it for a second. I was trying to find some good news out there, and you know, the good news is we're all hanging out. That's the good news. We're having a good night. We're having a good night, and of course, the libations are at a minimum tonight, because even though it is New Year's Eve, even though it is the last day of the year, that doesn't mean I got to ring it in with a hangover. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. Everybody keeps calling that one post to work. We'll find out. We will find out shortly. I know he's worked Ring of Honor, a few things in Ring of Honor. I know he's worked those. Um I don't know. I like Gabe Kid. I like the antics. I like the way he messes around with people. I like the way he directs himself. And I like the way he controls his own destiny. I just wish somebody would sit him down and say, you know what? Maybe around contract time is not the best time to have that conversation. Wow, really, Catherine? Ooh, I hope things go out well there. I hope things improve quickly. Those hailstorms, getting hailstorm. Oh, uh oh. Any lightning to go with that thunderstorm? Is there any lightning to go with that thunderstorm? Because this is not. Yeah. Goodness gracious. I would say he stays in New Japan Wrestling too, probably because that's the only place he can act like he acts. I don't think he could get away with that. In fact, I'm about 150,000% sure the Gabe Kidd act wouldn't work even in AEW or Ring of Honor. Maybe Ring of Honor, who knows, because they're not on national television yet. But the minute they hit TV, But in all seriousness, whew. Well, we all know what's going to be happening in the next 6 to 7 days there, Catherine. That is not a wives' tale. That is almost dead on, spot on accurate. So, whoa, hello. Well, Kalani Jordan thought she was going to be doing a cartwheel, landed right into whatever this thing is Lola Vice has got on her. It looks like a little sleeper. Oh my God. That's not going to break it up either. That might. There you go. She figured a way out. And Kalani Jordan picks up the win off of the main roster fuckery. And Cora Jade walking up there, beating the shit out of her with a kendo stick, and of course beating the shit out of Lola Vice with a kendo stick. And here comes Stephanie Vacour. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I reposted that, Catherine. I've been showing that off for quite a while. I thought it was hilarious. Whew. Oh, it was an accident. Whoopsie. So, Dragunov and Trick Williams is the Match of the Year nominee for the NXT title. Okay. Yeah, no, I saw that, Catherine. That was a flex, actually. That was a pretty nice flex by Tony. That was a pretty nice flex. I got to give it up for. Obafemi, Josh Briggs, and Dijak. I almost forgot that Dijak was in NXT. It's been a minute. Fraxium versus Chase University and Duke Hudson. Roxanne Perez versus the Hell, which frankly I think that was a pretty damn good match. Yeah, I mean, if Tony Khan is smart, these novelty belts sell really, really well. Mm-hmm. So they got like 10,000 matches to be the Match of the Year nominee, and I guess they wanted to make sure they didn't piss anybody off. So here we are. Kalani Jordan versus Sol Ruka Women's North American Title Heat Wave. Obafemi versus Josh Briggs versus Dijak, who's no longer with the company, is the official Match of the Year. There we go. Ew. Oh my god. Oh my god. He said there better be a cool trophy for this. The moment of the year winner will be revealed up next. They are indeed taking a commercial break, so we are going to take our first commercial break of the night once again on the coming soon or the be right back screen. Obviously, you can chat, we can chat, you can see your chats, but I'll be back here in just a minute after they're done with this line of commercials. And I'm back because even though the commercials are going, I know I only have to stay away for like a minute and then I can be back. Yeah, it is his alma mater, and I don't see why he didn't just run into the office there, run to the athletic department and say, "Hey guys, what do you think?" Not to mention it'd be revenue. I mean, it would be revenue for AEW. And I don't know, are the Illini as good with their alumni as most of these colleges are? That's a good question right there. I mean, it's a good thought though. It really is. I mean, that's something to think about as well. Um I'm debating right now as to whether or not to have talking points on certain things tonight. So kind of just bear with me here because I got some good wrestling insight here going on tonight. A lot of good things happened today. I had some news lined up, I promise. I promise I had some news. So I'm just trying to figure out where everything. I don't know. It's been pretty quiet today. You know, I mean, I don't know. I'm just looking right now. Give me about 2 seconds here. While we're waiting on everything else here, of course, we got New Hanover Sheriff's Department showing us the animals that they have at their animal shelter, and that is totally making me want to go out and adopt like 35 animals because it's a damn good commercial. Here. There. Shawn Michaels says he's tremendously proud of what all has been accomplished in NXT. And of course, we're back with the show now. We got Fatal Influence cutting a promo. Oh, we got 15 visitors here. What's up, Dev? The Cena tour does definitely kick out tomorrow or Monday. Well, really, no, it starts on the 6th with Netflix. I don't think anything going with Cena tomorrow. Tomorrow is, Fight for the Fallen. Fight for the Fallen's tomorrow night. We're definitely going to be doing a stream for that. I'm not decided yet whether I'm going to do a review on that or not. I'll think about it. I don't want to keep people for 3 or 4 hours. I'm just not about to do that. Unless I can do like a really quick review, something like that, and everybody's cool with that, then we'll be happy to do it that way. Otherwise, we'll just let it chill. Everybody enjoy their New Year's. And if I'm not mistaken, there's some good football on tomorrow night, too. All right. And Yulia's standing there saying she's going to take the title here. Yeah, Noah's kicking off tonight. Yeah, SmackDown, Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty. Yeah, if that happened, that'd be cool, Dev. I mean, Cena'd have to go to AEW, but I don't know if that'd work out too well for his contract, but we'll figure it out. I'm working on Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty right now. I have not quite decided how I'm going to be viewing that yet. I may still buy the pay-per-view. And then again, I may stream it from one side to the other. Yes, that was one of the bigger takes out of today too. Michigan pretty much shut down any conversation Alabama ever had for a national title this year. Even though it was a point, 2 points, I lost track on the score. I think it was 13-12 or something like that. If Alabama was a serious national title contender this year, that score would not have been that close. And I to be honest with you, I can remember years where I don't think Michigan would have that many points. I really don't. I didn't think this year was any different. I mean, they dropped out of contention pretty quick, so I didn't think there was anything different this year over last. Well, last year, of course, they had the title and all that, so part of that helped. But I don't know. I do know it was funny as hell though that Michigan did beat Alabama. I was visibly laughing on that one. Visibly and audibly, like doing belly laughs on that. Oh, I know. That was the best part. They didn't have a lot of starters. If I'm not mistaken, there was like 6 of them. I don't think Yulia is going to see the main roster before the end of the year, and I think the other two will because they are progressing. They are progressing like they're getting that WWE style down pat. Stephanie and Zarya, they are definitely getting that. They're getting that WWE style down pat quickly. And I think Julia is still being Julia, or Julia, however you want to do it. And I think that's probably where she's going to be for the rest of the year, just to be honest with you. And out of those 3, Julia's one that I really wanted to see go to the main roster, but we knew coming in the door that if that was a built-in feud for Giulia and Roxanne Perez. So I don't know. I would like to see Giulia place really against Ripley and Belair before Belair sees Ripley. I'd like her to see Belair, then see Ripley, then have them do their thing, but I don't know. Yeah, and that's the other part of it too, Stampede. That's why I think she's not going anywhere anytime soon, because she has not really gotten shed of that stardom, the stardom, Julia, with the exception of not being able to do pile drivers through tables. It's been pretty much about the same. It'd been a reasonable speed, you know. All right, Joe Hendry was really campaigning hard for this moment of the year thing. Let's see how many people believe in Joe Hendry. Um, Apparently enough people that it's the moment of the fucking year. So yeah, Joe Hendry wins moment of the year. And in other news, water is wet. I didn't know if anybody knew that or not. Okay. Joe Hendry won. Congratulations. We'll give Joe Hendry a round of applause. Cedric Alexander cutting a promo in the back. Mm. Oh, I know, Stampede. I know. It's been kind of a point of contention for me for a little bit, but I am 100% sure they are not going to red or green light any of that. All right, we've got a brawl in the back here between Ethan Page and Cedric Alexander. All right, the referee's trying to break them up. Yeah, I mean, Dev, it is night and day. Like I said, it was almost embarrassing to watch her do that show with bullying them, and they're talking about, now this is how we do the tables and this, that, and the other. Yeah, there's like no percentage chance. There's no percentage chance. And I'm sitting there watching the damn show going, she put more people through tables than you did, dude. And that's a fact, by the way. I mean, that's a fact. She has put hundreds of people through the table. She has literally put hundreds and hundreds of people through tables. And that was just last year. That was like a staple of her matches. So it is what it is. They are doing a commercial. I'll be right back in exactly 1 minute. Thanks. All right, we're back now, and there is a fight still going on between Cedric Alexander and Ethan Page right now. Looks like Cedric is stomping the whale shit out of Ethan Page right now. All right, looks like, yeah, and I mean, I like her entrance, Deb. Don't get me wrong. I like her entrance. I think it's pretty damn unique. But yeah, I mean, I miss Stardom. I miss Stardom on that one. I really do. I miss the Stardom matches and things of that nature. One of the few Joshis that actually got a pass on a bad match. You know, usually if you do a bad match in the Joshi thing, it really wasn't her fault. I mean, it just wouldn't. You get off script in the Joshi fight, they're going to let you know about it. She even got a pass on that. That's a lot of respect. That is a ton of respect. So I still don't get this. This is one of life's mysteries here, you know. It's just one of life's mysteries. Overall, it is, yes. Suicide dive by Alexander. Dude still got it. Dude still got it. Cedric Alexander been wrestling for a bazillion years. And dude still got it, even if he is doing the developmental side. Let's see what we get out of it. Uh-oh. That was out of nowhere. Not enough for 3, though. Ethan Page trying to pick up the pin. Hey, we got 22 people in here. Obviously, that was a little loud, but you know, hey, it is what it is. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for everybody. No, I mean, no, it's the way it's always been, Deb. I mean, she got a pass on a match, and I remember it hadn't been too long ago either. It was one of those that was where she was wrapping up or so on and so forth. And a lot of people, including Velvet Voice, was talking about that one, about how she got a pass on a match. And it wasn't really that bad. And it really, you know, when I went and looked at it, it didn't appear to be her fault. She only missed like 2 spots in that thing, and everybody just cut her a break. I mean, that's a lot of respect. It really is. But, I mean, Stardom itself is exciting. It is innovative. It is very violent. And it's cool all at the same time. It's kind of like we're going to have this big fight and then we're going to have a great big paint party or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, Ego's holding himself together tonight a little bit. I'm starting to appreciate this run just a little bit. I'm not sure they needed that whole Javon Evans spot. So that's the only part of it right there. I'm not 100% sure of that. And if anybody in the world likes gory violence, it's me, you know. So I'm not 100% sure that was necessary, but it seems to be effective. It seems to be a good launch pad and everything for Ethan Page, so. Uh-oh. And not enough for 3 on the Mikinuchi driver. That was just a little over the top. Yeah, just a little. Just a little over the top. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. We're here. I think they could have probably gotten to this point without that. You know, I think we could have got here without that. I mean, I'm not sure if they did that just for a shock value or what. And Cedric Alexander lost his mouthpiece, and yeah, looks like yeah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not Javon Evans' biggest fan. I mean, he's got potential. He got a lot of potential, but I've always said, and I say it pretty regularly on the streams, he needs to put about 40 pounds on to be looking to even be considered and still be able to do what he's doing. So now Ethan Page is going on a rant or going on some kind of thing here against Cedric Alexander. Looks like we might have an injured Cedric Alexander when this is all said and done. That looked painful. All right, y'all can move the camera away anytime now so we can see that it's not a rigged toolbox, okay? Close the toolbox up, do something. I mean, like I said, Deb, don't get me wrong. I wasn't particularly upset about it. I'm just looking at the circumstances, the fans, and the actual show. And yeah, I mean, they're used to seeing a little bit of violence, but dude just spewed blood like 6 feet or some stupid shit like that. And I was just like, wow, that was beyond overkill. Oh, yeah, you'll find somebody. Now we're going to have the looking through the locker room for a tag team partner kind of group here. Shotzi making her way to the ring. Looking all Shotzi all over the place here. And Tatum, Paxley, Gigi Dolan bringing up the rear. No pause. So it's going to be Shotzi and Gigi Dolan with Tatum Paxley in their corner. And of course, wait a minute, we've got another commercial, so I'm going to take that one with him as well too here, at least for 1 minute. We will be right back, and wow. And I'm back. Yeah, pretty much. Rossi was a big problem. He's very WWE friendly and so on and so forth. So Marigold got him a good pick there because you know he's going to guide Marigold in the ways and means of a WWE partnership. Hope they read the fine print. Anyway, we are waiting for NXT to return yet again here, and yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah. Rossi basically served her up on a silver platter, and excuse me. I don't know. But I will say this, Stampede. I will say this: of all the people that are in this mix right now, I think I'm pretty safe in saying that Julia is the one that's going to survive it because she's tougher. I like Stephanie's chances pretty good too, but she's got that WWE vision in her mind, and I don't know. We'll know for sure um, once they get to the main roster here. Her first week on the roster is going to tell us everything we need to know. That's pretty much where we're at on that. Her first week on the main roster, they're going to keep it. They're going to keep it under. They're going to keep it under wraps for quite a while here. They're probably just going to keep it low key for her entire run through NXT. But I want to see where she lands when she gets to the main roster, and that's going to tell everything. Because right now, I'm not going to say she's going to be an LWO, but she'll definitely be on the other side of that thing. Whoever Rey Mysterio and them are fighting with, yeah, I think she's going to wind up on the heel side. Personally, that's just my thoughts of the whole thing. So let's see what we got here. I think when we're doing WWE commercials, it's probably a lead back into the show. Yeah, that's kind of not really what I thought there, but okay. On the side note, they got State and Wake Forest, and they got Duke and SMU as a doubleheader for the courtside Saturday. That's not a bad combination right there. Especially if SMU beats the living shit out of Duke, that would be even better. That would be even better. Wake Forest outlasting Syracuse today in Syracuse was just, oh my God, that was just absolutely off the chain exciting right there. Yeah, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Penta Light. I don't know. They're still talking about they might bring them in. We got Caden Carter and Katana Chance making their way to the ring right now. There's no revision for LWO, and I stand on that right there. I think they're just the faction that they throw out there every so often because they don't have a junior heavyweight division or they don't have a cruiserweight division. They don't have any of that, so they just throw them out there. That's the problem with it because I think I'd like to see Stephanie Vakura in the title picture immediately when she gets there because I don't think the main roster is ready for her. I mean, I realize that was Asuka's tagline and all that, but I really, honest to God, truly believe the main roster is not ready for her. If they let her go at like a full, I don't know, 15%, Metaphor making their way down to the ring too. Oh, they got signs now. That's cool. I'm a little bit behind when it comes to NXT. I didn't even do a watch along last week, I don't think. Did I do a watch along last week for it? No, I didn't because it was rolling into Christmas. It was Christmas Eve. I didn't do anything last Tuesday. So we got a handful of women here. We got a triple threat tag team match here. We're going to figure out how we're going to do this. Carter and Chance, Dolan and Pax. Or no, Dolan and Shotsky, Metaphor, triple threat. Isn't that the truth, Stampede? Good God, ain't that the truth? Now, this would be funny as hell right here. I'm not even going to lie. You know, I get it. I get it having less titles and stuff like that. But the problem is you got too many people holding on to the titles they got for like 2 and 3 years. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for a long, stable title run of about 6 months at the most. But when you got a roster that's that big, that thick, and that deep, there are so many performers out there that could actually be earning ROI and earning a living, like making decent money. I'm going to tell you right now, Chance and Carter, I heard commentary on that earlier by somebody who didn't realize they were spoiling the matches and now they shut up. But Chance and Carter, I'm dead serious. They are good together. And and what he said too. I mean, it's not like we're okay, something's gone haywire here. Give me 1 second, guys. It's my shoot job. Oh well, I'm hoping something beautiful happens at midnight. Otherwise, it's gonna be Thursday. Oh, nice. Shotsky and Dolan working pretty well together too. Shotsky and Dolan working good. Yeah, that's right. Gives them 20. They've got 20 titles. They do need a cruiserweight division though, big time. They're going to keep the LWO and not LWO. If they only had a decent women's tag division to book them in, that would be even better. But they work really good. I truthfully, I don't share um I don't share the same um opinions as maybe some of the commentary in this crowd right here and the NXT crowd and all that. But yeah, if they had a division that they could book them in, because I just don't want to see them get stuck as tag team specialists. That's the part of it right there that I think individually they have shots at being good. No pun intended. Um, are we going to get another commercial? Yes, we are. I'll be right back yet again. I'll be back in like 1 minute. We'll talk about this. By the way, chat still works on the Be Right Back side, so we'll be right back. And I'm back. Thank you. Um, Couple of things about that. No, I mean, take it easy on Dev on that right there. Let's take it easy on those. I mean, we know how we feel about a lot of things WWE does. Dev, I will say this right now, WWE is the antithesis of organic. Everybody that's currently being buried right now was over organically at some point in time. And to be honest with you, I fully believe that that's why Trick Williams is still at NXT over that one promo, that one segment that had Sami Zayn and Chad Gable right before they went to the All American stuff. That's back when Chad Gable still had that. That's a good question, Devin. That's a good question as well. Um, the thing about it is WWE does not like organic, and I really believe that's why Trick Williams. I believe that one segment is the main reason Trick Williams is still in NXT and hadn't been called up yet. Was because that one segment when Sami Zayn got ready to get ready to whip him. The crowd just immediately started chanting "Whoop that trick," and then Sami Zayn had to pivot right in the middle of the segment to get the segment over. And he wound up doing something completely different that involved everything but actually whooping that trick. So what that tells me right then and there, and Trick Williams is still in developmental. Holding on to the NXT title again, the whole 9 yards. They're trying to get him, I guess they're trying to get him to just be good. But yeah, NXT's been pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It's been pretty decent. I like watching them work here, and I like watching the women's division work way more than the men's division. But that's just me. It's got nothing to do with looks. It's just that's where the talent is in NXT right now. But like take Gigi Dolan, for instance. Gigi Dolan was over organically. And this is not a rumor, this is actual fact. Becky Lynch didn't want her up on the main roster because they didn't want two redheads on the same roster at the same time. And then Becky Lynch taking how many months now? Meanwhile, Gigi Dolan chilling out down in NXT. Yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to that. They don't like organic. And I can literally, if I start naming them off the top of my head, it's going to blow your mind. Braun Strowman got over organically. Bronson Reed got over organically. Now, he was getting a push, but not the push. But Braun Strowman got over organically with the Wyatt family. That ain't worked out too well. He's now the stunt double when they need a big guy to go in there and shake things up. Yeah, I did. Yeah, and this is going to be the matchup you want to see right here. Dolan and Jakar Jackson. Not enough for the three, though. But I mean, those are the things that are going on right now. So, I mean, trust me, and trust me, trust me, trust me. I love organic heat. I love organic pops. I love it all. It just scares shit out of me when I see them do it in WWE because that just tells me whatever they were working on or working towards, that shit just ain't going to happen now. And the Meta Girls. And Gigi Dolan eats the pin. I guess we're going to have to get used to this for a couple of weeks. Jakara Jackson is the player out of that team too. Seriously, she's the one out of those two women right there. Watch out for Jakara Jackson. She's the one. She's got the skill. She's got the talent. Lash Legend is green as grass. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. Mm-hmm. Makes me wonder why they're back down here. Were they or were they not the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, even if it was like a couple of weeks or something like that? We are getting close to that 30 mark. Like, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Oh my God, nobody talks like this. All right, we got a mini brawl going on around there in the back. Hold me back, hold me back, hold me back, hold me back. All right, Cora Jade finds herself in a fatal four-way right there. So we're going to have a fatal four-way next week. Shotzi scares the living shit out of me, and not in a good, entertaining way either. If you watch them work on YouTube and stuff like that, some of that shit is scary as heck. It sure is. And guess what? We got another commercial. Because as we know, CW stands for Commercial Warehouse. We'll be back in exactly 1 minute. Thanks. And just like that, I'm back, even though the commercials are still pumping. Anyway, yeah, Jakara's the one to watch out of that crowd right there. Lash Legend got about 3-4 more years, and that's if she trains hard, studies hard, eats her vitamins, and says her prayers. Hope everybody gets that reference, but if you don't, it's okay too. I'm old and I know it. The promos are badly scripted, especially for some of these NXT women get some of the worst damn promos of anybody I've ever seen. And like I said, some of them get the worst damn finishing names of anything I've ever seen. But hey, they're in developmental. They got to cut their chops. They got to do what they're doing. The problem is a lot of that stuff's going to follow them up to the main roster. The hell? But yeah, we're gonna try to keep it light tonight. It is New Year's Eve. It is NXT. We know what's going on here. We know that this is a throwaway show, and you know it is what it is, and it's fine. Lash is far from limited in the ring. That's like saying, you know, the baby can't walk yet. You know, it is. She's a big woman and not big fat. I'm talking about she is a larger woman. She's got bulk on her. She's got size. She's got height. She got muscles. You know, and that's what they're working with right now. Now, she ain't got a moveset worth shit, but I mean, it is what it is. And they got her trying to do things like she was like, I don't know. They got her working like she's Diesel. I wouldn't even say Big Daddy Cool. They got her working right now like she's Diesel. And y'all remember, some of the older folks here, we all remember when Diesel was green as grass too. And they picked him up out of a strip club in Atlanta, Georgia, and it just was balls to the wall from there. But, you know, I think if Lash Legend, to be honest with you, I think if Lash Legend somehow found her way to Marigold for about 6 months and worked out there. Yeah, we had a good long conversation about this. Stampede, you were gone like 5 seconds. You were gone for a few minutes in that group chat this morning. Not group chat, but in that all right, we got Lexus King standing there with a Heritage Cup. Yeah, basically Vinny Vegas. She kind of reminds me of what Vinny Vegas was. That's even digging deeper. That's correct. But I had a hot take on that part there. See, when Jade was in AEW, she was actually on the job training with Bryan Danielson. By the way, we hit 30. Thank you. 30. 30 is a good number tonight. She was training with Bryan Danielson. I think Eddie as well. So she was training in between matches with those guys so they could work on her issues. And they were able to clean a lot of that up. And then she went to WWE for the clout. And they threw her. They should be sending them over. I agree. I totally agree. But so anyway, yeah, apparently they took the cup and gave it back to Charlie Dempsey for some reason. Let's find out. It's Fraxium, okay? That's the answer. I haven't even seen it yet. So the tag team of the year is going to be Fraxium. I don't even think about it. So when she got there and got to and didn't even go, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to venture a guess that they just cooled her off. Made sure she was gone long enough to get rid of the AEW stuff and all that and building her brand a little bit. And then he just dropped her out there. But see, the thing is, she doesn't have that training anymore to help out with the oopsies. So, yeah, that's not working out real well. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, it was slow process. It was better than, I mean, at least she was making progress. And it's like, that's the night and day difference between the run in WWE versus the run in AEW. Yeah, I knew that was it. I didn't even have to think about that one. That was an easy call. Because everybody's been screaming Fraxium for everything, you know? I think they were also the team of the year that saved Mrs. Kolepsky's cat up in Pennsylvania. I think they won an award for that too. Through the ups and the downs, he wouldn't have it any other way. There we go. OTM coming after the titles again. Zarya and Sol Ruka making her way to the ring now. Somebody's about to get their soul snatched. That's the whole thing, Deb. That's the whole thing of it. Jade Cargill is not even. She wasn't that when she left AEW. She was a work in progress leaving AEW. I don't even think they bothered to give her any NXT reps at all, off camera or on camera. And they cooled her off for like 6.5 months. Another commercial, because you know what? We can never have enough commercials. We got 32 viewers. I'll be right back here in just a minute, literally like 60 seconds. And we're back. Yep, told you it'd be exactly 60 seconds. They got more commercials on this channel than Carter's Got Oats. So I don't want to hear anybody talking about how there's not going to be any ROI on this deal, because this is nothing but commercials, man. It really is. It's a boatload of commercials on my end down here. Yeah, exactly, Catherine. I mean, there's not a combo you can have on this Deb. She's been the hot tag. She's going to be the hot tag. I think that this injury thing here, or whatever it is, this injury angle that they're cooking right now, in all honesty, considering how good it worked in NXT, I would not be shocked at all if come Monday, um, Well, they can't throw her out in the deep end, though, Dev. They can't do that. She's not there. She's not there. She's not even remotely there. They gave her a singles match with Piper Niven that stunk the building up. Piper worked her ass off to make that thing work good. Um, that if they could have ever gotten to that point, I'm telling you, Jade's not safe to work with yet. She's not safe. It's just not there. She was a vanity hire to begin with. And there's not another way to put it. There's all the WWE ID talent. Oh, buddy. Here comes Izzy Dame and Soul Ruka. Somebody's about to get their soul snatched, man. But yeah, I mean, I think when it all shakes out on Monday, I think you're going to find out that Jade Cargill did it to herself. And the only reason I keep saying that over and over again is because dude just did it here on NXT and they pulled a 753 with that. The main event actually held. So there were actually people that bought this thing and jumped on it and tuned in to watch. Seriously, I have a feeling. It's just a feeling. At the very worst, we find out Bianca Belair did it, and that's what starts their feud heading into the. This is where they're going to get them together to feud for about 6 months. And then we'll get that future endeavors one way or another, right? We're either going to get future endeavors or she's going to show up and hang around on NXT for the next year or so, like that. Maybe pick up a little bit more one-on-one, a little bit of individual training on a regular basis. Maybe they can. There's still a chance. Now, I don't think Jade is completely dead product. I'm not on that, never have been on that. But the reality of it is she needs help and quickly. Because there's nowhere to hide on those things. There's nowhere to hide. Once you've been exposed in WWE, they will keep on doing it to kill your ROI or to kill your character because I mean, once you realize you can't cut it, and that's not saying that NXT is WWE is something that you cut or don't cut. It's got a standard way that it runs. Yeah, if they do the one-on-one thing with Bianca now, if they go ahead and greenlight this feud, they're basically saying they're going to use Jade Cargill to rebuild up. They're going to use Jade Cargill to build Bianca Belair back up for singles, and then they're just going to cut her. I mean, there's no other answer to it. There's simply no other answer. And yeah, the Wyatt Six were dead on arrival in the first place. Because they're missing the actual person. You know, they're missing the actual focal point of that feud, and there's no way to get it back. And if they're not going to do anything supernatural, they're just kind of wasting everybody's time with this thing. Well, Izzy Dame just out there doing her thing right now. Did Ruka get some new ink? Yeah, Bianca would have to work in slow motion with Jade Cargill, but it's going to happen. They're going to get that feud whether Jade Cargill's actually ready for the feud or not. Hopefully, with this time off she's got right now, she's in there working out and getting ready for it. Ooh, look at Shawn Spears. Yeah, that's what he should have been in the first place. Nikki Cross had no business being in that thing. That whole thing was dead on arrival. It was dead on. I mean, I kind of appreciated the entrance, the very first entrance. And I kind of had some appreciation for what was happening in the back in Gorilla for that one event. I had an appreciation for how they did it, but then they just went away from it. Like, oh my God, this is working. Let's stop. I mean, they actually forgot that they forgot a lot of stuff besides coming up with a plan for them. The plan was the least of their worries. Right now, they're working on borrowed time. They're working on borrowed time in a lot of ways. If it wasn't for the fact that what's his face worked Miz and and not anybody else, because the one thing that I do respect Miz for overall is Miz can have a wrestling match with a broomstick and make the broomstick look good. Now, whether anybody wants to admit that or not, and I'm not Miz's biggest fan. I'm not even Miz is not even on my radar, but I have to acknowledge that he can wrestle anybody and he can make anybody look good, including himself. So that match they had last week with dude that was a security guard, and that was his first time back in a ring in singles competition in over 560 days. You know? All right, so that worked in the last segment. So here we go with a rehash of that in this segment. So anyway, I mean, if it were not for working with The Miz, that match would have been ugly as fuck, and I mean it, and I stand on that, and I'm just not even moving off that. Izzy Dame picking up the win over Sol Ruka. See, that's what dating Braun Breaker will get you. Now, Miz never gets recognized for his ability to wrestle because he's just been a loudmouth his whole damn life, and he turns everybody off. I mean, he runs his mouth long enough, I fully believe he could turn a hooker off, you know. But I'm saying he could do it. If it had been anybody else but Miz, that would have been the worst match of the year because dude just does not have it. None of them have it. Not individually. You can put them in there collectively in a hot tag and make it look good. I mean, you can make a good visual presentation. You got 3, 4, 5 of them in the ring at the same time, and everybody's a hot tag, including Bo Dallas. You can start out with Bo Dallas for a minute and then just rotate the hot tag for the rest of the match. They all look good. But if they have to get in there and work an individual program by themselves, I mean, that's truly why I believe they stuck Miz in Final Testament because I don't even know. They started the feud with Final Testament, and it's like everybody woke up and realized none of these guys can fucking wrestle. You know, that's a lot of these matches that's been the thing for the last couple of months, Stampede. It really is. It's been the thing for the last couple of months. And here we go with another commercial. I'll be back in 60 seconds. And we're back. Thanks for your patience on that. Goodness gracious alive here. See here. Yeah, Karrion Kross can wrestle. I mean, it's hey Takara, how you doing, bud? Long time no see. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm still secretly hoping SMU beats the hell out of Duke this weekend. It's not going to happen, but you know, hey, it is what it is. They're back with the show now. Anybody going to that Fanatics Fest up there June 20th through 22nd up in New York City? If you are, let me know. Because I am thinking about doing that show. I really, honest to God, am thinking about doing that show. Because it's been about 30 years since I've been to New York City. I always appreciate it. I think he's always had the goods. I mean, some people think he's boring. I don't think he's boring. I think he tells good stories, and I think he's. I really honestly think Karrion Kross could be something if they would just position him correctly. I mean, that is. Yeah, yeah, the Kinder Texas Bowl today, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see it all yet, and I don't even have scores because I was busy putting out fires all day. One of these days, probably a few months from now, after I've done everything to handle stuff that I'm going to do, we'll sit down and have a conversation about it. Today has been putting out a lot of fires, and so yeah. The Kenny Omega of Canada. Ooh, there we go. I am totally shocked. I am completely shocked that Roxanne Perez somehow and as for me, I'm just the Maddie Man of North Carolina. That's what I am. Oh, there's a few of them that were involved in that, but nothing that bad. No, it wasn't nothing on me. I've just been trying to put out fires and keep things subsided for a while. Um, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll catch you in the DMs sometime. I'll tell you about it. I'm gonna break that one down for you, Dev. Once Stephanie got there and Julia were both there, and Zarya was still making her way there, um, they had so many ideas about who to. Yeah, and see, that's the whole thing about it. But then they started realizing that Stephanie picked up the WWE way pretty damn quick. And frankly, I think Zarya's picked it up pretty well too. And Julia is still holding out. So that's why I think Roxanne's going to get called up to the main roster. That's going to happen. And it's going to happen probably in the next 2 or 3 months because they need some fresh blood up there in the women's division. They need somebody. And plus, I've got a feeling that Netflix has said, yeah, bring her too. So I had a feeling that's where she's going. Stephanie and Zarya will probably go to Netflix too. They'll probably be on Raw. So Julia, who is still working for a majority of I can talk, for a majority of her match, she still works Julia. And now she works a softer style of herself, but she's still working that style. It seems to me like it's a scenario where I don't want to make anybody mad or anything, but Julia is just hard-headed and she's not going to do that WWE style right away. I think she's doing this now intentionally to keep herself in NXT, if I'm being honest about the whole thing. I think she's figured out a way to stay where she's at, and that's to just keep doing things like she's doing them. So, yeah, I mean, Julia's going to take the title off of her. It's a given. Because Roxanne's going to get called up to the main roster. They've been needing her up on the main roster now for 6 months. See, they were supposed to have Julia there in the summertime. This was supposed to be a quick summer feud. And that was supposed to be the end of it. Julia was supposed to pick up the title. Roxanne was supposed to head up and then start getting positioned for Royal Rumble and everything else. Yeah, and that's just it. And it's not a matter, Stampede, I don't even think it's a matter of whether she's catching on. I think she can work the style. I just don't think she wants to. And from what I can gather, watching her facial expressions and watching the way that she does her post when she actually posts them, I think she realized once she got there, she's like, what in the hell have I gotten myself into? And I'm not even lying about that, and I'm not ashamed to say it, and I stand on it. I think once she got there and saw the lay of the land, she was like, what in the hell have I gotten myself into, and how the hell do I get out of it? Well, how the hell you get out of it is don't change. If she keeps working that style, they'll keep her down in NXT for all 3 of the years. You know, and they will slap the title on her just like they slapped the title on Ethan Page. I thought that was the most abrupt title change I had ever seen in my entire life. But the matter of fact of the whole damn thing was they put the title on him as a great big fuck you to AEW. And then they realized that Trick Williams was the draw, so now Trick Williams got the title back again, but he's got to go to the main roster soon. I mean, that guy's got Methuselah's autograph. He's been in there so damn long. And now he's probably got Noah's autograph too. I mean, he's been in NXT for forever. Feels like anyway, whether he has or hasn't, irrelevant. It's how it feels. You know, like last night, I'm not ashamed to say that Raw went by so damn fast. I would be surprised if they had less than 45 minutes of wrestling on that show. But whatever they did last night made that show move fast. Excuse me, I'm sorry. However they booked that show last night, it moved fast, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. And that's a hard one for me to admit as well. But the show moved really damn fast. It's the fastest that show's moved for me in 3 years. I'm not even lying. But yeah, they're going to slap the title on Julia, and they're going to send Roxanne up to the main roster, and they're probably going to send Stephanie and Zarya to the main roster. But I think Julia's figured it out. If she doesn't go along with the program, they'll keep her in NXT. And that does cut down on the amount of traveling she's got to do as well, too. It just seems to me like I know she knows how to work this style. And Stampede, you've seen way more of her than I do. You know she knows how to work this style. I just don't think she wants to do it because she's afraid they'll send her up to the main roster and then she'll have to hit the road with everybody. You know. Yeah, I mean, can we get 5 more commercials? We'll be right back in 1 minute. I'm sorry, guys. And we're back. No, I'm 100% sure Netflix wants Roxanne Perez because they want all of. Here's okay. Currently, this is a prediction. There's nothing set in stone, but I'm going to go ahead and predict this out for you. The entire Bloodline is going to be on Netflix. Cody Rhodes is going to be on Netflix. Randy Orton is going to be on Netflix. Kevin Owens is going to be on Netflix. Roxanne Perez is going to be on Netflix. Charlotte Flair, that entire crew is going to be on Netflix. Bianca Belair is going to be on Netflix. I would even go as far as to say at some point in time, Chelsea Green's going to be on Netflix. And everybody else is going to be on SmackDown now. Before anybody says that's a bad thing or it sounds crappy and all that, just think of all the people who will be on SmackDown. They'll be able to actually win the title. LA Knight will actually be able to go over because there will be nobody in his way. Everything that draws in WWE is going to be on Netflix. If it drew better than 50%, if it drew better than 50% of the time, it's going to be on Netflix. Because in case anybody hasn't noticed, I did my research on this. Netflix spends an awful lot of money on shit, but they do not hesitate to cancel shit at the same time. And that's the part that WWE, I don't think, took into account, which is why I kind of felt like Monday Night Raw was kind of a statement show to say, hey, we can run shows like this. Just letting y'all know over at Netflix, we can do this. We just haven't been doing it. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Depends on what side of the contract you're on. But Netflix has canceled shows that had 30 million viewers on a regular basis. Netflix has gone a year in between making new shows for things that had 40 and 50 million viewers. So the deal is this, and it is real simple. If Raw goes to Netflix, it better draw. Because you are not safe. Just because we like wrestling, keeping it real and being real, But I'm just saying, keeping it actually real. They're not going to have a way. They're not going to have a way to independently prove any of that. And that's part of, they tried to tease it with Saturday night's main event and that 700,000 that they thought they found. And ESPN went ahead and reported it. Variety magazine or Vanity magazine, everybody was reporting that 700 on the stream. And then when it was pointed out that that wasn't independently verified, they dropped that story like a hot potato. There is no way. There's a lot of logistics to get to those streaming numbers. It's going to require a team of people that can actually report bandwidth. And I'm not sure Netflix is going to spend the allocated amount of money needed to get legitimate results out of that. So I don't think there's going to be any war per se. I really honestly think that's going to be much ado about nothing. I think the only thing that we're going to get ratings on going forward is going to be the linear ratings that pop for cable for AEW and cable for SmackDown. And, of course, cable and regular over-the-air television for NXT. I don't think we're going to get any ratings pops that are going to mean anything coming out of Netflix or anything like that because they're the only ones that can rate themselves. And if Netflix gets on there and says, oh, this was fantastic, we got 50 million views, that's going to immediately be questioned. Because especially with what happened with the Tyson fight and all that, hey, we just hit 40 viewers. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. But like I said, I mean, it's just one of those things where I don't think you're going to get verified numbers on Raw. And I think Netflix is going to be real upset when they realize the size of the team they have to hire to pull off an actual ratings group just for one show. And I don't think that's going to be a good look for WWE Raw. if I'm being completely honest about the whole thing, I don't think that's going to be a good look for Raw. Oh yeah, they're going to find something to argue about it with, but you know, it's like, yeah, we were just talking about that. The car, I think, is going to happen at New Year's Evil. I really do. I think Julia gets the title at New Year's Evil next week. I'm not even joking about that. It's all but determined at this point. The only thing they've got to figure out now is how they're safely going to get Stephanie and Zarya out of there too. And they're going to leave Julia there as the title holder, and she's probably going to be the title holder for the rest of the year because ain't nobody else can beat her on the roster. So I mean, and they pick up the win just like that. Yeah, Tyson and Tyree picking up the victory here. I'm guessing that makes them the number one contenders for the tag team title, or what are we doing here? That was a pretty damn good move right there. No, no, no. She's gonna have an interpreter for a long time. Here's a cool thing too. Here's a hot take. Penta's gonna have Jose the assistant or something like that. That's gonna be his mouthpiece for his whole run in WWE. They're not even gonna bother to try to teach him English. He's not. They're not even gonna try. Jose the assistant. You know, we needed more commercials. No, never mind. It's not a commercial. It's a backstage segment. Okay, but yeah, no. I mean, they're not gonna care about Julia's English. So we've got Tony D'Angelo and Sean Spears having a stare down here. I'm guessing that's going to lead to the North American Tag Title next week. What is it with these beard guys too, man? It's like, are y'all having a contest to see who has the weirdest fucking beard? I mean, seriously. Shout out to Tony D'Angelo and Rizzo. Apparently they're dating, so it's that. No, no. In fact, Shinsuke Nakamura is he's won like 3 matches in 2 years, something like that. Like 3 matches and one of them was for the US title. I mean, it's we know why they put the title on him. I thought it was still a dumb move because I figure LA Knight to be still red hot. So I'm hoping that lasts by the time he gets back from this little tour. I find this absolutely amazing. They are stacking commercials on top of commercials. I'll be right back in just a minute. And we're back. I don't either, Takara. I think we were just talking about that. I think, hey, I mean, the bottom line is this: Penta comes back, Penta shows up in WWE, automatic LWO, or the other side if they decide to make him heel. That's how it's going to play out. And if the Motor City Machine Guns didn't teach all these people any damn thing right here, they deserve what they get. That's how I look at it. The Motor City Machine Guns should have been a big ass wake up call to every indie out there, everybody that's under any kind of a WWE ID. No, they're bringing him to the main roster. Yeah, now I understand where you're going with that, Takara, but now they're bringing him in for the main roster. They're not going to NXT him in any way, shape, or form. There is probably not going to be an NXT Mexico. I realize they keep teasing this stuff. They've been teasing NXT Europe for 3 years. It ain't happened. And the Mexico run will last approximately 6 to 9 months, and those Mexican fans down there are probably going to let them have it. Because it is nothing near CMLL. It's nowhere near AAA, and they've got visions of filling up the dome there in Mexico. That shit ain't going to happen. Yeah, the Motor City Machine Guns. If that's not a great big wake up call to every independent wrestler out there, I don't know what is. If you still think this is the way you want to go for it. I mean, I realize AEW is not always such a great alternative for some people, but at least you have an opportunity to make it yourself. They'll even let you run your own creative. And Andre Chase walking around doing the depressed thing here. Maybe he breaks somebody's jaw next week. Who knows? I do like the graphics for this stuff. I will say that. I do like the graphics for New Year's Evil. I think the graphics team, big shout out to the graphics team. Are they going to waste money to put them on a milk carton? I understand what you're saying there, but I don't even think they're going to waste the ink to put them on a milk carton at this point. They will probably be coaches and trainers here within the next 6 months. That's what I'm looking at with that right there. Fatal 4-Way next week. Stephanie, Kalani, Lola, and Cora. They got a 6-women tag team match there. And we've got 7 minutes left of the show for this particular part of the show here. I am debating on whether or not to come back at 11 o'clock. Show of hands, who would be here for a watch along if we rung in the new year? If it's going to be less than 5 or 6, I'm not going to drag anybody out. I'll just watch the ball on television and celebrate. But if we're going to have more than 5 or 6, we got a show of hands here. You know, it's just the whole thing of it is we're going to have people here. I'll be happy to show up and do this thing. I was thinking about it, but you know. What is this? It's Oba Femi. All right, if you guys want to do it, I'll be back here at 11 o'clock, 11:15, somewhere in that range. I need to take a little break, and relax a little bit, rest my voice. I'll be back. Let's just say 11 o'clock. Yeah, I'll be happy. Yeah. I try to cook when I'm on here pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I'll be back at 11 o'clock. We'll take a little break here. We'll take like an hour break. Everybody get all their libations together, And if everybody wants to do this, we'll do it. I'll show up at 11 o'clock. We'll do a countdown. I can at least cover the East Coast. I can at least cover the East Coast. I can get us to midnight. I don't know how much further I can get us from there, but I know I can get us to midnight. So I know that far. I know that much. So that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. We'll be back here at 11 o'clock. Take an hour off. We'll come right back. I even have one laid out for it already. I have a layout just in case everybody said they wanted to. And since this show's almost over with anyway, I'm just going to switch to it right now so we can see what it's going to look like. There we go. Bam. And then I got to straighten that piece out because that didn't work out too well. There we go. Now we got everything set. All right, sounds like a plan. We'll definitely be back here in like an hour. We got 5 minutes left of this show right now. Obafemi just pounding his chest here. What? So now Obafemi's going to do a heel turn on top of everything? All right, and here we go with that. Whoop that trick making his way down to the ring right now. And then we got to sit here and listen to Booker go, uh-huh, oh yeah, uh-huh, oh yeah, man. Oh, you did ribs support. Whoa, somebody has a meal going on there. I haven't done anything close to that. I did some cheeseburgers and margaritas. And I've been sipping on a margarita all night, just kind of chilling out. But yeah, I did some, I did what I normally do. I just did some cheeseburgers. I got some margarita mix, and I just said, you know what, let's make some margaritas. And yeah, that worked out. Yeah. Yes, sir. Did he really just do that? Somebody's been working with him on his promos, and shout out to him, but oh man, that was totally cringe. What? Uh-oh. Absolute cheers, yes. This thing will be off here in just a minute here. And like I said, we'll take a break. And yeah, we'll be back here at 11 o'clock Eastern time. And yeah, we'll ring in the new year. I'll even throw up some rockin'. Actually, I don't know. I might do Nashville tonight because I hadn't seen the Nashville one yet. So I figure I might as well do that one as well. See how things are going on, see how it's making out. All right, the mics are down. Are we going to get blood? Are we going to get blood? All right, looks like Eddie Thorpe's standing tall over everybody, and looks like they're getting ready to wrap the show up, and we'll wrap this show up as well. This has been Grabs TV and the Sicko Show. I've been your host, the Matty Man. As always, we thank all the people that shows up here, and we'll be back at 11 o'clock. But for right now, for this moment in time, I'd like to say thank you for everything, and We'll see you in just a little bit, America. We'll be back at 11 o'clock. Take care.